as Abdullah ibn Umar is on his camel and he descends into a small ravined area, as he's sitting on his camel, he leans down as if to escape a hanging branch. But there was no branch there. His camel is walking on a path and he moved out of the way as if something was going to strike him. The traveling companions, when they began to rest, they said to him, "We saw you do something very strange. As we were on the path, there was no obstacle in front of you, but you moved out of the way for some reason." He said, "Yes, when I performed Hajj with the Prophet Muhammad S.A.W, there used to be a tree that had a branch that was blocking our path. And as the Prophet's camel approached that area, the Prophet ﷺ leaned out of the way. And because I am teaching you his Hajj, I did what he did, even though the branch is not there." Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. I want you to understand as a life lesson the value of tradition, the value of holding on to what is sacred from the lifestyle of the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet of Allah is not just someone ﷺ who we narrate his deeds and actions and words, but we even narrate the things he didn't do and the things he didn't say and the things he didn't eat. They didn't just critically watch the Prophet ﷺ and say, the Prophet ate this, the Prophet held this, the Prophet said this, the Prophet acted in this way. Even the things that to you and I may be meaningless today. There's no branch. Why do I need to move out of the way? You and I think that way. But the best of generations, the thing that made them worthy of being born and raised amongst the Prophet ﷺ, the likes of Abdullah ibn Umar, cared to note and to practice even those traditions of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. So what I say to you is that as you begin your study of the deen, as you begin your faith practice, as you begin your search for the Sunnah, as you listen to my words and the words of many others who will follow after me, keep in your mind the very critical statement: how can I use this in my life? How can I make this of value for my children? How can my husband, my wife, inherit this from me? How can I ensure that this Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ doesn't just remain in words and books and lectures, but it is practiced in real life? That same man, radiallahu anhu arda, Abdullah ibn Umar, he said, whenever we'd be taught 10 ayat, 10 verses of the Quran, we'd be restricted to it until it was practiced. We used to learn 10 verses from the Prophet ﷺ, and when its effect was real in our life, when it was done by us, implemented by us, practiced by us, we would be given 10 more. And there was an incremental encouragement and teaching from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
To get more updates from our media, subscribe to our channel, click the like and bell buttons, as it will go a long way to support us.